Hello everyone, it's Rich here. In this video, I'm going to talk about what is the legacy of the main six in Equestria. Well, since we all know that the main six had impact Equestria in different ways. Since, for example, I will talk about each of them separately. But altogether, though, I will mention that at the end. The first one I will talk about is Fluttershy. Fluttershy is itself is a very at the beginning of the show was very timid and very shy character. But over time, after the last 5, 6 seasons later, she wasn't that much same shy person anymore. She has started to slowly open up her personality. But what is her legacy to the future of generations? Well, in the perspective of her, I will say in two ways that she is. One, kindness. Her kindness had helped to reform Discord in a much that others could never expect it to. She was willing to sacrifice not to use the element of kindness against Discord to prove to her friends and others you can still reform anyone without using the elements. But that is not the only thing though. Franchise is always kind. Even though she seems to be shy, quiet most of the time, but when she met Spike for the first time, she was like very open. She was very spoken out. She was very excited because she has never seen a baby dragon before. But nevertheless, Spike and Fluttershy became good friends after that. But in the second way that she has a very much impact, except from that being a teacher at the School of Friendship, but her teaching about kindness. She even perhaps had could inspire generations of veterinarians or those to helping animals, like Dr. Fauna, for example, who is a friend of Fluttershy. Fluttershy's impact of kindness cannot never have been described how much the ponies had infected that. But still Fluttershy's kindness and her love for animals can have inspired generations to be a veterinarian. Despite none of them might ever be able to understand or even talk to animals like Fluttershy do, but she can still have inspired some generations later on in future to be veterinarians based on her kindness and her love and understanding for animals. And the second one of those we will talk about is Rainbow Dash. Oh boy, Rainbow Dash. Her impact in the future is very much strong in so many ways we never can expect it. Some of them are that one, it is that she is a teacher at the School of Friendship, and that in fact she is she can be very competitive against with Applejack, but she's still a very loyal friend, and that is one of the things that she might always be remembered as the most loyal friend. But one of the things that she will always be remembered is that she is a Wonderbolt. As long as we see from season 1 until season 9, her passion to be a Wonderbolt became true. When she became a Wonderbolt in Newbie Dash, it was like her finally dream came to true. Even though that she is at first the Wonderbolt, she was very much still as a newbie, still was very much as clumsy type. But she didn't stop that. Even she believed she even thought she was going to even she had almost decided just to leave the Wonderbolts. But in fact, if she did, she would never have experienced the much to be the captain of the Wonderbolts in the future. But in almost all that, One of the few things that Rainbow will be remembered as forever in the future is one of that she is a wonderful captain and also one of those dedicated wonderfuls in modern times. But also that she is a true friend and that she is always standing up for loyalty to her friends and family, no matter what. She is always standing by her friend's side, no matter what disaster or catastrophe or even a big villain appears. She was always there loyal to her friends, showing that they can trust her, no matter what happens. Even that she can feel a bit overhead sometimes, and she is can be a bit stubborn, that is much. But she had proven so much over the past few seasons before she can become a Wonderbolt, even back in season 1, in episode 1 and 2, when we first met her. She could have been part of the Shadow Balls even they weren't real. Even there, even there, she proved her loyalty. She proved the element of loyalty, or loyal. So, in Vermont's perspective, she will be remembered as to be a loyal friend and that she is a Wonderbolt. She can still inspire other generations in the future to be a Wonderbolt and pursue your dream, no matter what it is. That is one of the things that Rainbow Dash will be in fact impact for the future generations. What about Rarity? Rarity. She cannot be, how to describe it, like a drama queen. But that is not the point. She had inspired so many generations to be a Wonderbolt. Look, sorry, not a Wonderbolt, but to be a fashion designer. She can be very perfectionist, yes, but that doesn't even stop her to be inspiration for future fashion designers. Because before she opened her stores in Canterlot and in Maidhaven, she only had her own in Pulmere. But her dream to open one in Canterlot became true one day. She didn't give up her dream to open another store. And when that happened, she looked for another location to open another one. And she promised herself that she will make sure those stores and that she inspired others to make sense, to make sure this happens as well. Even for one time when even for a time when Discord, for example, tried to brainwash Rarity and her friends, which later on they failed. But the point of Rarity, though, she had inspired so many generations. Even at a time when she asked Applejack to be the judge of the fashion science competition. Even then, proving how much she had inspired not only others. One of the things that she had inspired on a lot of ponies is actually Coco Pommel. She was used to be assistant to Suri Polomer until she quit. She decided to start working for Verity, not because that she was another fashion designer, but just because of her generosity and kindness. Suri never treated Coco Pommel in the same way, but Verity, she was the most opposite. She was always kind, inspired Coco Pommel to pursue her dream to be a fashion designer. And she did. In that ways, Rarity had always can and always will inspire future generations of fashion designers in the future. Another characters I'm going to focus more on is Pinkie Pie. Oh boy, Pinkie Pie. She had always been excited as how's a bit hyperactive character. She always throws the parties and parties, basically parties are for everyone. But unless from Pinkie Pie, her friend, she's Sandwich, later to be her husband. They were the same type of ponies. Both loved to throw parties, no matter what it is, if there was a birthday party, an anniversary party, or basically any party. She couldn't stand to see any pony not smiling. Her her personality was so contagious of smiling. But in her impact of the side of Equestria is not only because of party throwing, because that she everywhere she goes, it spreads a smile on other ponies' faces. She has very hyperactive but at the same time a very open-minded mind. She is very strongly personality that makes others to feel the same. Her personality in the future is that she had perhaps inspired others to make the same as she did, that to make parties. Not despite, sorry, no matter what occasion that is. For event, like if the a buckball event, or if there's a birthday party or an anniversary party, no matter what it is. Her personality had inspired other ponies in the future to be the same. Like even that seat sandwich and Pinky's son, Lil Cheese, is a very likely Lil Cheese can be the same thing as their mother and like his parents. He can start working as perhaps doing parties at the same time, some later on in his future. So in perspective of that, Pinky, her impact on the future is that she will inspire many generations to be party fixers or planners like she is. That is one of the few things that about Pinky. Even her even her even her element of laughter, that is one of the things. Due to her element, everywhere she goes, she always spreads laughter, smiling to others, even despite they were feeling down or sad, but she always brings happiness to others. That is one of the things that Pinkie Pie will spread in the future to be of inspirations for future generations. Another one is Applejack. Applejack. She is a very unlike the others. She is very honest. She can't even lie. That is one thing about her that makes very interesting character. But what about her in future? Even that she is a teacher of honesty in the school, like Rarities is a teacher of generosity. But Applejack, she is very much unlike her friends. Even that the others are honest about their opinions about things. But since Applejack is a pony that she hates to lie, and she can't even hold a secret. Despite even if there's a Pinky promise, she managed to do that. For example, if we had just go back to Pinky for just for a moment, even when Pinky was told that Shining Armor and Cadence going to have a baby, she wanted to tell her friends about it. But when Mr. Cake told her not to tell anyone, that ate her almost alive. Even when she made the clues, or well, that her brother, Shining Armor, spread clues around town where to get some sort of treasure hunt. Even though Tony has treasure hunt, Pinkie Pie was so excited that she just wanted to tell, but she couldn't do the promise she made. So in that, I can understand that if Applejack the same thing. Even she wants to try to fix things in her way. But Applejack doesn't even bother to if there's something hurts herself. She will put her family and friends first. But Applejack, she's a very interesting character. She's always honest and she hates lying. Even though that she used to lie when she was younger. But even the matter of that, Applejack, her inspiration to the future generations is to be honest, not to be lying. Even to be a teacher of honesty in the French School of Friendship. That even that she had all of her friends nearby her or her family, she's always there as honesty. Even all of after her adventures with against Storm King, the sirens in the world, and it just other things that has happened with her friends. She has been honest about the plan they had, if they had some plan. She was honest about her opinion about it. But it doesn't even stop her to be there for her friends no matter what happens. So her impact in for future generations is that she's has spreading to others to be honest, no matter what it is, but always be honest about their opinion, even it can hurt others' feelings. And the last one is then Twilight. Twilight. Wow. She is a little bit different from her friends. She is like Pinky, as Rainbow says, quote, egghead, end quote. Even that Twilight is a very book smart. She has spent a lot of her childhood reading books, training for the magic under teaching of Celestia. Even after that, she went to Ponyville. She was only going to be there for a short time. After the celebration was over, she was going to back to Canterlot for study. But that was after that she met her new future friends, Pinky, Applejack, Fluttershy, Rarity, Rainbow. If she didn't have even gone to Ponyville, she had never had been meeting her future friends, and she had never had experienced those adventures. In that perspective, she may never have been a princess. But in personality for Twilight, even despite she was very book smart, she learned always new things about magic, spells, even from Starlight, for example. She had learned some very old spells that probably Twilight was unaware of. I mean, this even that she had Stalsworld the Beard as a role model or a very much idol or so very like a hero. Even Rarity and others were very open about her friendship to Twilight. Twilight's reaction when if something would go wrong. For example, when she had the when she had one book overdue, she was very freaking out. In most of the previous episodes, when she freaked out, it later understanding about that, but after over time, she grew past that. Even season 9 or the later on in episodes, everyone her friends thought that she would freak out if something had to go wrong, but she didn't. She had proven a lot over from season 1 to season 9 that she had grown past all this. In fact, she had grown so much in confident in over past, but that is not by herself. That's the thanks of all her friends' support. What about Twilight's impact on the future? Not only that she is a princess, but she can inspire generations of unicorns to study and pursue their dreams, perhaps to be a doctor or do anything in magic, but always to be pursuing their dreams. Not only that, she is also the princess of Equestria, the next ruler after that Celestia and Luna retired. She had been there for their friends and even for Equestria for so much. Her past, impact for the future is that she would spread friendship with her friends and others, and ruling Equestria with peace as the former rulers did. Even so much that like Storm King tried to take over, Twilight stepped up and tried to protect not only her friends but the entire kingdom. And that means that she will always be remembered as one of the greatest heroes of Equestria, along with Starswold, Beard of the other old pillars of old Equestria. Even from her perspective that she had inspired many to be pursued their dreams, like her top student Luster Dawn. She had inspired her to be a student like she was like herself. She cannot even not express how much she cares about Luster Dawn. But the thing is, it's a very possibility that one day Luster Dawn could have been like Twilight in her position. For example, what if this as another repeated cycle? Twilight will choose a pony to be her student, and she will do the same thing as she did under teaching of Celestia, teaching about the true meaning of the friendship and going through adventures, meeting other strong, perhaps meeting other villains or bad guys in the future, and earn her title to be a princess. That is one thing that's very possibility that can happen one day. But that was all for impact what Twilight had for her for the future generations. But all of them together, well, the main six reaction impact for the future is, in fact, all their efforts to maintain and protect and keep the peace in the kingdom. Separately, they are have their own impact for the future generations, but together they will always be remembered as one of the greatest heroes in history, even after they are long gone. But they will always be remembered that one of the greatest heroes that ever lived in Equestria. As much they have inspired others to protect. This is a possibility that some of them, even they are not as much as a royal guards, this likely that some of them could inspire other opponents to perhaps join the royal guard and or do something that could protect the kingdom from any future harm. Together they had such big impact. Even those are the timelines where Starlight had stopped the rainbow from happening in the first place. They never met to be friends. Applejack and her family in one timeline against when Sombra was in war against Equestria. She and her family served as supplier of apples or food supplies to the soldiers. Pinky, we don't know what happened to her though. Perhaps she did. Ever since the rainbow never happened. In those timelines, none of them never had any big major impact in the future generations. But since that the rainbow did happen and they all at some point they all did meet, they could never have been aware at how much their adventures and how much they have spread the kindness, friendship, or love to others around Equestria, and even beyond that. How much they will always be remembered not only as one of those greatest heroes, but each separately will have a big impact for the future. One of them can even look like Pinky. She will inspire others to be party planners like she is. Others like Rarity will inspire other generations to be fashion designers. And Rainbow, she can inspire other ponies in the future to embrace the dream goal. No matter what it is, if it's a small work or a big one, or like to be a Wonderbolt or Royal Guard, no matter what it is. And even for Applejack, her inspiration for the future is that she can inspire others to be honest, no matter what it is, but despite what happens. That is what my opinions about all of this. Each separately has their a big impact, but together they could not have never been unaware, not being clear enough how much their lives had separately and then also together has such big impact for the future generations of the Equestria. That is what I believe. But if you have your own opinions, your thoughts about this, let me know in the comment section below. And as always, subscribe, leave a comment, and as always, this is Switch W over and out.